Do you ever finish a long day of staring at screens and your eyes just feel fried? Maybe they're dry, maybe you have a headache, or maybe you just feel completely wired when it's time for bed. If this sounds familiar, you've probably heard about blue light blocking glasses. They're everywhere these days, with claims that they can solve all these problems. But what's the real story? Do they actually work, or are they just a stylish placebo? Today, we're diving deep into the science behind blue light, how it affects our bodies, and whether those trendy glasses are worth your money. First, let's get on the same page about what blue light is. Light is made up of a spectrum of different colors, just like a rainbow. On one end, you have red light with longer wavelengths, and on the other, you have blue and violet light with shorter, higher energy wavelengths. Now, the biggest source of blue light is something we see every day, the sun. It's what makes the sky look blue and plays a crucial role in regulating our internal body clock, also known as our circadian rhythm. During the day, sunlight tells our brain, hey, it's time to be awake and alert. The problem is, in our modern world, we're surrounded by artificial sources of blue light long after the sun has set. I'm talking about your smartphone, your laptop, your TV, and even the LED lights in your home. All of these digital devices emit significant amounts of blue light. So, what happens when we're bathed in this artificial daylight at 9, 10, or even 11 o'clock at night? This is where our sleep gets into trouble. Our brains have a special hormone called melatonin, often called the sleep hormone. When it gets dark outside, our brain is supposed to produce melatonin, which makes us feel sleepy and helps us get a restful night's sleep. But when we expose ourselves to blue light at night, it tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime. This suppresses the production of melatonin, making it harder to fall asleep and reducing the quality of the sleep we eventually get. Have you ever scrolled through your phone in bed and then tossed and turned for an hour? That's likely blue light at work. Beyond sleep, there's another common complaint linked to screen time: digital eye strain. This isn't a single condition, but a collection of symptoms like dry eyes, blurry vision, headaches, and neck and shoulder pain. People often blame blue light for this, thinking that because it's high energy, it must be damaging our eyes. The idea is that filtering it out will give our eyes a much-needed break. So the theory seems solid, right? Block the blue light, sleep better, and save your eyes. This brings us to the main event: blue light blocking glasses. These glasses have special lenses coated with a filter designed to absorb or reflect a percentage of blue light before it reaches your eyes. They come in two main types. First, you have the clear or light yellow tinted ones. These are designed for daytime use and typically block a smaller amount of blue light, usually around 20 to 40%. The idea is to reduce digital eye strain without drastically changing your color perception while you work or browse. Then you have the more heavy-duty ones, which usually have dark yellow, amber, or even red lenses. These are the nighttime glasses. They're designed to block a much higher percentage of blue light, sometimes over 90%, to protect your melatonin production in the hours leading up to bedtime. They definitely make the world look very, very orange, but the goal here isn't fashion. It's sleep science. So let's tackle the big question. What does the research say? Let's start with sleep, because this is where the evidence is strongest. Multiple studies have shown that wearing blue light blocking glasses in the evening can significantly improve sleep. One study, for example, had participants wear blue blocking glasses for 3 hours before bed. The results? They reported better sleep quality, a better mood the next day, and their melatonin levels were measurably higher compared to when they wore control glasses. Another study on teenagers, who are notoriously night owls, found that wearing these glasses in the evening helped them fall asleep earlier and sleep longer. So, for sleep, the science is pretty compelling. If you're someone who uses screens a lot before bed and struggles with falling asleep, amber or red-lensed glasses worn for a couple of hours before you hit the pillow could make a real difference. It's a simple way to signal to your brain that it's time to wind down, even if you're finishing up an email or watching one last video. Now, what about digital eye strain? This is where things get a bit more complicated. The American Academy of Ophthalmology, a major authority on eye health, states that there is currently no scientific evidence that the blue light from digital devices causes damage to your eyes. They argue that digital eye strain isn't caused by the blue light itself, but by how we use our devices. When we stare at a screen, we tend to blink less often, which leads to dry, irritated eyes. We also focus at a fixed distance for long periods, which can strain our eye muscles and cause headaches. Their recommendation for combating digital eye strain is something called the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break to look at something 20 feet away. This simple practice helps your eyes relax and encourages you to blink more naturally. Using artificial tears can also help with dryness. So, according to this perspective, clear blue light blockers for daytime use might not be the magic bullet for eye strain. The relief some people feel might be a placebo effect, or it could be that the slight tint reduces overall screen brightness and glare, which can be comforting. However, that's not the end of the story. Many users swear by their daytime glasses, saying they feel a noticeable reduction in headaches and eye fatigue. While the direct link between blue light and eye strain is debated, we can't ignore these personal experiences. It's possible that for some individuals who are particularly sensitive to light, reducing the intensity of this high-energy part of the spectrum does provide some relief. It might not be saving your eyes from damage, but if it makes your workday more comfortable, that's a valid benefit. So, where does that leave us? Let's break it down into a final verdict. First, for improving sleep, yes, blue light blocking glasses, specifically the amber or red-lensed ones worn in the evening, appear to be very effective. The science backs this up. By blocking the blue light that suppresses melatonin, you're helping your body's natural sleep cycle function properly. If your sleep is your main concern, these are definitely worth trying. Second, for preventing digital eye strain, the jury is still out. The official scientific consensus is that it's more about our screen habits than the blue light itself. Practices like the 20-20-20 rule and using eye drops are the most recommended solutions. However, many people report feeling better with daytime blue light glasses. If you've tried everything else and still struggle with eye fatigue, they might be worth a shot. They're not going to harm you, and they might just provide that extra bit of comfort you're looking for. It's also important to remember that not all glasses are created equal. If you decide to buy a pair, look for information on what percentage of blue light they actually block and at which wavelengths. A reputable company should provide this data. Cheap, unverified glasses from a random online ad might not be doing much at all. Ultimately, blue light blocking glasses are a tool, not a magic cure. For sleep, they are a scientifically backed tool. For eye strain, they're a more speculative one, but with plenty of anecdotal support. The best approach is a holistic one. Practice good screen hygiene with the 20-20-20 rule. Use your device's built-in night mode settings to warm up the screen color in the evening, and try to put your phone away at least an hour before bed. If you add a good pair of blue light blockers into that routine, you might just find the perfect recipe for happier eyes and more restful nights. What's your experience? Have you tried blue light blocking glasses? Did they work for you? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into health and technology. See you in the next one.